Coming up later tonight, George H.W. Bush visits Washington, D.C. for the last time.
The Fulton Police Department raises almost $3,000 in partaking in No Shave November.
And 4 bodies are discovered in the rubble of a burned-down building.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm James Catato.
And I'm Caroline Evans.
President George H.W. Bush traveled to Washington, D.C. today, where he will be honored for his lifetime of service to the country.
Omar Jimenez is on Capitol Hill, where the president will lie in state until Wednesday with this report.
The nation paused Monday for the first of what will be several days of public services and memorials, all to honor a president who gave a lifetime of service to his country.
That spirit of service and giving back was ingrained, and I think that has carried through the generations.
I think that the service he gave to America will not be matched anytime soon, and the experience he brought to the office will not be matched anytime soon.
President George Herbert Walker Bush died at his home in Houston Friday at the age of 94, surrounded by family and friends.
My own personal view is that people should mourn the life of George H.W. Bush. We're celebrating a life that was so well lived.
After a brief ceremony at Ellington Field, members of President Bush's family, including his son, President George W. Bush, and his service dog, Sully, who spent Sunday night next to the president's casket, all boarded a presidential 747 renamed Special Air Mission 41, landing in Washington for the last time.
After the casket was placed on the catafalque, House Chaplain Reverend Patrick Conroy opened the ceremony with a prayer that honored Bush's public service in the military, Congress, and White House.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Christine Gregory.
Thank you, Caroline. I'm currently live outside on the SUNY Oswego campus, where you can see I am bundled up and it is very cold outside, and we are seeing the sky, and it has died down just a little bit from some snow rates we were seeing earlier. Temperatures right now are hovering just around the freezing mark, around 32, 33 degrees here in Oswego, and temperatures will continue to get colder as we head into the evening, and winds right now are a little bit breezy, around 12 miles per hour out of the northwest. So stay tuned for more of your forecast coming up next. For now, I'm going to take it right back to the desk.
After the two.
The police department were able to ditch policies and take part in No Shave November. Each member were to grow a beard and donate $30. And by the end of the month, the department was able to donate almost $3,000 for 3 cancer support organizations that hit close to home. This is the second year that the Fulton Police Department has participated.
The Syracuse Diocese of the Roman Catholic Church has released names of 57 priests being credibly accused of sexual abuse of a minor dating back to 1950. Bishop Cunningham had originally refused to release this list, but on the second day of the Advent season, he released a list consisting of churches in Broome, Chenango, Cortland, Madison, Oneida, Onondaga, and Oswego counties. In February, the bishop instituted the Independent Reconciliation and Compensation Program for 70 victims who were connected to about 40 priests. All of the priests on the list are either deceased or no longer serving to this date.
Early in the morning on November 4th, 2 young men vandalized the elk statue in front of the BPO of the Elks on West 5th Street in Oswego. The 2 vandals broke off the statue's left antler before fleeing the scene. Law enforcement are asking for public assistance that anyone with information is urged to contact the Oswego City Police at 315-342-8120.
4 bodies were found in rubble on Monday after firefighters put out a long and stubborn blaze in a vacant multi-story Poughkeepsie building. The bodies were found when crews were clearing debris from the scene. It's not clear how the 4 people died, but police are investigating the incident. The bodies were taken to the county medical examiner to identify the cause of death and the identities of the victims.
Governor Andrew Cuomo and state labor leaders are accusing Charter/Spectrum Cable Network for union-busting activities after they stated they are set to unleash a campaign seeking new boycotts against the company on Monday. Negotiations between Spectrum and IBEW Local 3 has been heating up in the past weeks, and despite progress being made, Spectrum walked away from the talks on Friday, leading the charges of the union-busting activities.
Coming up later tonight, Anchorage schools are trying to get children back into classrooms following the earthquake.
And Panamanian President Juan Carlos meets with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
This is WTOP 10 Nightly News. We'll be right back.
Guys, I don't feel so good. Shouldn't have had that chili for lunch.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach re-employment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
And good Monday evening and welcome back. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Christine Gregory. Right now we are seeing some rain showers in our area transitioning into snow showers. As we see, we had a fairly mild weekend in terms of temperatures. We were in the 40s. However, right now we had a cold front move through the area later this afternoon, bringing temperatures into the 30s. Right now we are 32 in Oswego, 31 down by Oneida Lake, and look at those temperatures up in the upper elevations in Harrisburg. We are 26 degrees and 29 over in Lowville. And those temperatures are expected to keep going down as we head into the evening, as we have colder air moving through our area. As you see, we're going to be heading into the upper 20s heading into this evening. We'll see a low of 29 here in Oswego, and temperatures in the teens and lower 20s up east in the upper elevations. So in terms of snowfall, the snowfall that we were seeing earlier this evening is the heaviest that we're probably going to see heading into tonight. As we head into your morning commute on Tuesday morning at 6:30 a.m., you start to see those snow showers taper off into mostly cloudy skies, and look at those temperatures. They're going to be in the upper 20s heading into the rest of your Tuesday. They aren't going to make it really out of the 20s. We could see breaks in the clouds, and we might see some sun peeking through, but however, temperatures should stay in the upper 20s. Heading into Wednesday, again, we do have a chance for some snow showers to develop over the lake, so we could see some flakes heading into Wednesday. However, we are going to see mostly cloudy skies and temperatures not really making it out of the 20s and 30s heading into the rest of your week. So as far as tomorrow, again, temperatures are going to stay in the upper 20s, maybe 30 degrees if we do see breaks in those clouds and some sunshine. So as far as snow accumulations, we aren't going to see really any accumulations here in Oswego as it is too warm on the ground, and we are hovering around the freezing mark. So as you head into your morning commute, definitely take it easy as the roads could be slippery with those lingering rain and snow showers. Although up in the upper elevations south of Syracuse, they could see upwards up to an inch of snow heading into tomorrow morning. So for your 7-day, again, Tuesday, we should be mostly sunny with cloudy skies, and those chances for snow showers do linger into the morning. Temperatures at 29. For your Wednesday, we do have another chance of the lake effect snow showers. Temperatures increasing into the lower to upper 30s. Thursday, again, we are seeing those chances for snow showers. And heading into your Friday and Saturday for your weekend, we do catch a break from that precipitation, although it is going to be cold on Friday. Temperatures in the upper teens for your low. And as we head into the rest of your weekend, we are going to be fairly quiet with temperatures in the 30s. Stay tuned for more nightly news. You're watching WTOP News at 9.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Match your personal references, high school diploma or equivalent.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
It's right there.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
How do we afford all this?
Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. The Anchorage School District is working around the clock trying to get students back to class after Friday's earthquake. Kalinda Kindle has a story.
Going to have students return to school on December 10th.
Taking a look at the aftermath.
Time, and we want to do it the right, best way, safe way.
As crews step inside Anchorage schools, such as Bartlett High School, where repairs and cleanups are underway.
Again, what we're trying to do is to get them through the phases.
The district says each school is tagged green, amber, or red for safety levels.
Before we can declare a school safe, or green, if you will, for reentry. So the first is that the building is basically cleared of any debris or potential falling hazard by our operations staff. We don't want folks going into buildings where you have items that are dangling from ceilings and where there's large pools of standing water. You know, we really triage buildings for those buildings that demonstrated some potential risk of structural compromise. Actually, that we have a functioning sprinkler system and functioning fire alarms.
ASD says the focus is safety before getting students back in the classroom.
And the school district said even if a school is not ready to open by December 10th, alternative locations will be available.
Authorities say a man admitted to murdering an Arizona woman who was in Kentucky working to support her young children. Kristen Swilley reports.
President Trump is backing a former campaign advisor who refuses to testify against him. This all being part of Robert Mueller's investigation on the administration's coercion with Russia. Although Trump's former lawyer Michael Cohen is fully cooperating with the special counsel, Republican Roger Stone says he will never testify against Trump. The president later tweeted about Stone, stating, quote, "Nice to know that some people still have guts," end quote.
Thousands are signing an online petition ending the practice of forced hugging and to find a better way of reporting harassment at the fashion chain Ted Baker. More than 2,000 members of the UK retailer reports that the founder and CEO, Ray Kelvin, is known for inappropriate touching and a bad behavior. Staff and customers are hoping the petition will show Kelvin that he needs to alter his behavior.
A far-right Spanish party got to rewrite history on Sunday after winning 12 seats in a regional election for the first time since 1975. The Vox Party had received votes for its strong viewpoints on illegal immigration and will now have to wait and see if it will be approached to be part of a coalition with the Conservative People's Party. With the Spanish Socialist Party failing to win enough seats for a majority, it looks like Vox could see itself as its kingmaker of Spain very soon, something it hasn't seen since dictator Francisco Franco had power.
Panamanian President Juan Carlos Varela met today, Monday, with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The leaders met to encourage an open economy and improve their bilateral relations. The government signed 19 agreements, among them Memorandum of Cooperation, trade agreements, and an extradition treaty. It is the first visit of Chinese president to Panama after establishing diplomatic relations in June 2017.
And the White House is ready to nix NAFTA. President Trump made the announcement Saturday. John Warren reports.
The North American Free Trade Agreement will soon be no more, according to President Trump. While on Air Force One after the G20 summit, Mr. Trump said he will terminate NAFTA.
It's been a disaster for the United States. It's caused us tremendous amounts of unemployment and loss and company loss and everything else.
NAFTA created a free trade zone in North America and went into effect in 1994, a little over a year after being signed in by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
Congress will have a choice of approving the USMCA, which is a phenomenal deal, much, much better than NAFTA, great deal.
The USMCA plan, named after the United States, Mexico, and Canada, was signed by the leaders of those nations Friday. NAFTA can't go away until 6 months after Trump notifies the other parties. And USMCA can't go into effect until it gets the nod from all of the involved legislative bodies.
These rules so far, the USMCA, don't get us where we need to get to stop the outsourcing of jobs, to respect the dignity of work, to protect American workers.
Some say the U.S. needs to restart trade talks with those countries.
We can go back to the table with the Mexicans and the Canadians and do stronger labor standards. Mexico hasn't even passed its promised strengthening of labor standards and labor law that it said it would do during these negotiations.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
President Trump will need Democratic backing for the USMCA, including the House, which the Democrats will control next year. And coming up in sports, Seth Prevotil.
Seth, want to give us a quick preview?
Yeah, guys, the Oswego women's hockey team looks for its first home win of the season, and the New York Mets complete a blockbuster trade. It's all coming up after the break. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
How are you, precious? Okay.
Take out the precious. It's way too cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Just go, hey, how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
The second I got on the campus, I knew Oswego was the place to go.
There's a place for everybody at Oswego.
This school just opens the world to you. Have the opportunity to explore and to learn so many different things, not only about yourself, but the people around you and the world.
It definitely is about the student. I felt it to be very about me. Now that I'm here, I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hello, everyone. I'm Seth Prevotil, and this is your WTOP 10 Sports Update. The Oswego men's swimming and diving team wrapped up their final meet of the fall semester with a win in the 2018 Hamilton Invitational. Sophomore Walker Snowden and junior Alex Davies shine for the Lakers, with both swimmers picking up individual victories and contributing to multiple winning relays. Snowden picked up the win in the 100-yard butterfly, while Davey came out on top in the 100-yard freestyle. Oswego returns to the Laker pool to host Cortland on January 16th. The Oswego women's hockey team came into the weekend looking for their first home wins of the year, but things did not go their way. The Lakers dropped a pair of games against number 2 ranked Plattsburgh for their first 2 losses of the year. Oswego was outscored 10-1 across both games, picking up their lone goal in the first period of Saturday's contest. With the losses, the Lakers dropped to 5-1 on the season. Oswego will look to put this ugly weekend behind them as they head to Hamilton College this Friday. Puck drop is at 6 p.m. Robinson Cano is officially coming back to New York. Only this time he will be playing in Queens. The New York Mets and the Seattle Mariners finalized a deal today that will send both the 8-time All-Star Cano and closer Edwin Diaz to New York, along with $20 million toward Cano's contract. Diaz is coming off a Major League leading 57-save season. In exchange, the Mariners gave Jay Bruce and Anthony Swarzak to the Mariners, along with former first-rounders Jared Kelenic and Justin Dunn. Reliever Gerson Bautista was also in the deal. Switching over to the gridiron, the New York Giants got back in the win column on Sunday with a thrilling overtime win against the NFC North leading Chicago Bears. Odell Beckham Jr. had a huge role in this one, catching a touchdown pass, but yes, throwing one as well to Sterling Shepard. Saquon Barkley continued to do his thing with just under 150 scrimmage yards while leaping over human beings. The 4-8 Giants head to D.C. next Sunday to take on the Redskins. Sticking with the football theme, we'll take you to some Sunday night football action. The Los Angeles Chargers at Heinz Field to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll pick it up in the third quarter. That's Phillip Rivers. 2 Steelers defenders batted up. Keenan Allen for the touchdown. He had 148 yards in this one with his lone touchdown catch right there. With a 2-point conversion, it is a 1-possession game. Punt return early in the fourth quarter, That is Desmond King. He's going to go off to the races. Can anyone catch this man? No chance. He's going to go all the way, 73 yards for the score with the 2-point conversion. We are tied at 23 apiece. Later in the quarter now, it's going to be, that's no Melvin Gordon, no problem. That is going to be Justin Jackson, 18 yards out. It is 30-23 L.A. Just over 4 minutes left. Pittsburgh trying to get back in this one. That is going to be Jalen Samuels. He finds his way in the end zone. Extra point. We are tied at 30 apiece. But after 2 offside penalties by the Steelers, Michael Badgley, 3 times the charm. He is going to kick the game-winning field goal from 29 yards out, and the Chargers complete the comeback. A ridiculous ending there in Pittsburgh. LA moves to 9-3 on the season. Still 1 game behind KC in the AFC West. Pittsburgh drops to 7-4-1 on the year. That's all we have for sports. We have some more updates coming up for you after the break. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Hey guys, when we're not doing the real deal, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I like to watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
Yeah, me too. You know, there's such a wide variety of films that anybody on campus can watch.
And it's free.
And it's free.
How do I get to this movies on demand?
Well, all you have to do is go to WTOP10.com and click the Movies on Demand tab.
Hey, let's go watch one right now to review on our next show.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Potentially right off the draw.
And oh my, Lawson, just a little bit.
And welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. And Thanks, Seth, for that sports update, but I want to hear more about Robbie Cano back to New York.
Yeah, so Cano back. He's got 5 years left on his contract. The man is 36 years old, so it's definitely a big gamble by the Mets. But you know their main goal there was to get Edwin Diaz after that historic year he had.
But by that same standard, I don't think Cano's a bad piece for them.
No, he's not a bad piece for now. But, I mean, he's old. He's getting up there. And they have no DH in the National League, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him if those legs ever do give out from underneath him.
Well, it's interesting to see that because he hit .303 last year, even though we only played about 60 games. Off the PEDs, the Mariners were able to move him second, short, and third because they wanted to just put him around in the infield because after he got tested positive for PEDs, they said, you know what, this is kind of our situation. Now we'll put you over wherever we feel. And I think Cano has a bat. I mean, when you look at the Mets last year, any player that played over 100 games didn't bat over 270.
He's definitely a big piece of the lineup. I mean, this man can still hit. There's no denying that. The only thing that concerns me is the age factor and the contract. It's a lot of money. The Mets did get $20 to pay toward that contract. But, it's still a lot. It's still $100 million on the table right there. So you're paying for a guy who's past his prime years. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, it should be really interesting.
All right, Christine, are we able to get another look at the 7-day forecast?
Yep, and I mean, as you saw, I was outside earlier, and it was snowing. I mean, when was the last time that it did that, right? And over the weekend, I mean, we were pretty warm. We were in the 40s, and now look at that. For our Tuesday, we're looking at temperatures in the 20s. And as far as snowfall, the snow we were seeing earlier is pretty much the highest amount that we're going to see pretty much for the next few days. For tomorrow, you can expect mostly cloudy skies. We could see some peaks of the sun. For your Wednesday, we do have another chance for some snow showers, temperatures hovering around that freezing mark. Heading into Thursday, more chances for showers. And for your Friday, temperatures get really cold into the upper teens and 20s. But we do have a quieter start to your weekend coming up. And for your weekend, it's going to be fairly quiet but cold.
Well, we have been very lucky to this point with all the grass that we've had.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think we're due for a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for The Real Deal.
Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, everyone.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.